you were talking before the show, and I mean, you talked. I mean, right there in your leg, you got. So that's a cool tattoo. You got 87, and you said, yeah, it's 87 skulls. I'm like, that's a specific number.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that the first deployment or?
No, that was it's either my fourth or fifth, I think, possibly six. I can't remember. It's in the middle somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, it's just an illustration of the activity.
Yeah, we were just so busy. I mean, it was so busy. And the reason why I got that is we lost 3 guys on this deployment. That was a rough deployment for me. That's when I guess you could say like the fog of war, I'm just a human. I'm still flesh, you know? I got humbled. I think a lot of us got humbled because that was the first deployment we kept losing guys, and we lost 2 one night, and a week later we lost another guy. So it's like, okay, what's going on here? Because they were fighting with suicide vests, and that's hard to fight. You know what I mean? So, but that's when I started like, okay, I'm not invincible. There's baggage that comes with this. I think that was when, like, that deployment was the first time that I started to recognize it. Not that it wasn't there for the other ones, but that was the first time I started recognizing it.
Feeling the weight of it.
Yeah, just like seeing spouses, seeing children, knowing how their father passed, knowing that their dad's not coming back, or brother or son. Mm-hmm. And it just starts, it weighs on you, you know, it really does. And my suppressant or coping mechanism was drinking, porn, women, pills, anything so I didn't feel. And I thought that was normal. I thought that was okay. I thought that's just what we do. Why? Because if I turn on any war movie, guess what? That's what they're doing. So it was put in my brain that that's what you should do. And that's what I did. Bad day, have a drink. Can't go to sleep, take that pill. And that's what I did. And it wasn't right. That was not right, as we know.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not solving.
Just brings you down to a deeper hole.
Yeah. I guess there's a shift that everybody has. I know that's experienced a significant amount of kinetic combat where you feel something shift from patriotism, duty, the job, to
life,
a callousness, and a
are you trying to get at when I was just like super hardened?
Yeah.
I think throughout it just got worse. I remember hearing that the first couple of deployments, like, we don't want to be callous. And I'm like, who's this? What was this guy talking? Usually it was officers talking about it, you know? And I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, and I would always say, like, what is he talking about callous? What does that even mean? But I get it now. Like, I understand it. Always hindsight, it seems. I think just as I normalized it. Like, I mean, dude, that was a time where combat was going on, like, especially for our unit. I know one time they told us, and we were in Afghanistan, we are responsible, us with our Ranger detachment, we are responsible for 80% of all offensive operations. That's a lot of operations.
Yeah.
That is a lot. Just our unit. And we were only, 15, 20 dudes going over there, you know, our troop plus, whatever, doing our job. And we were responsible for in-country 80%. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But I think just killing, wanting more killing. I think that did it to it. I didn't really pay attention to it. I just like, that was my job. You know, that was it, is being, hey, we're going to go get these bad guys, go get them. It took a while for me. I just didn't see anything wrong with me. I thought it was fine. Cause I'm also, if I look around, I'm with other guys that are kind of doing the same thing I am, and I'm doing the same thing they am. So I really didn't pull myself out, but like, let's look at this from a bird's eye view. Am I looking at what's going on in the grand scheme of life here? I never did that. There was always the mission, which is why my family was falling apart at home. But to get for sure, yeah. I got so callous, man, and I'm still chiseling away at that.
Yeah,
still to this day,
because it creeps back up, right?
It does, yeah. And I don't even realize it. I mean, thankfully, my wife is very good to keep me in check, and my children. Mm-hmm. But I'll like, it's easy to go back there because it was easy for me. I don't have to think. I just you know, I guess operate, like just get in my operator mindset and do it. But that's not how it should be operating. It's hard for me to, and I've said this a lot, it was hard and still is. And this is probably my biggest thing that I fight now is like coming in from a place of love at all times, regardless of the situation. And that is very hard for me. I can always find a justification, an excuse, or look at them instead of holding up a mirror and looking at myself. I definitely gotten way better, but man, it's been a long process, and it's still happening to this day. So have definitely not arrived. I feel I'll arrive when I'm with him, but it's definitely, it's not been a cakewalk for sure. So I understand the veteran community, and I get the struggles. I really do. And I like, my heart breaks for him.
Yeah.
It sucks because it wasn't in the brochure. We talked about that.
Yeah, it's not in the brochure.
This part isn't in the brochure, but jumping out of planes and diving is.
Yeah.
So funny. The things that they show in the brochure is like the biggest things that suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this water's cold.
They don't mention that.
No, they don't.
At night and cold.
Yeah, and scary.
Towing 100 pounds of gear.
Yeah, they don't talk about that.
This audience and the American people in general, they hear about acts of bravery on the battlefield, but they rarely get to know what those look like firsthand. Do you have any like stories of things that you saw teammates do that are just incredible acts of courage and bravery on the battlefield?
Oh man, there's too many.
Yeah,
there's so many. Surrounded by it almost nightly, guys like not even thinking and just acting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They didn't take the time to let's weigh this up. No, they just moved. They knew, hey, my buddy needs help here. He's got to get pulled out, or I need help and someone needs to go to support. It just happened. Oftentimes without any speaking, which it was like a symphony mixed with ballet, like just so precise. I remember, I can't remember what deployment was. We would just go through the house, bad guys, rounds getting fired back at us. No one's talking and things are just getting done. I was like, this is the tip of the spear. I remember thinking that. I was like, wow. I'm like, how am I here? How am I here?
Yeah.
But dude, countless, like there was a lot of selfless men out there. And I think a lot of us, they just don't think about it. They're just like, that's my job. That's my boy. This needs to get done to complete the mission. And they just do it. And I think it's really cool. But they just did. They were men of action. 100%. I think that might be a t-shirt. Men of action. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good t-shirt. It is a good t-shirt. Any particular story that sticks out? I'd love to hear one if you know one. I
can't speak of all the ones that I was not there for. I remember when we lost 2 guys. I know one of our my buddy Mikey, he went in to where the doorway, there was one of our guys got shot in the doorway, and he straight up crawled up there and just dragged this guy's body out of the doorway, out of this little house that was off the main target building, and like pulled this guy off. I mean, but that happened, dude, a lot.
All the time, yeah.
I mean, it just things got done. There was not a lot of talk. It just do. So it just, I hear a lot, especially when you get to the business world. I'm sure you're familiar with this, is let's plan this, let's business plan, let's do this. And then there's always a lack of taking that first step.
Taking action, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, but there was so many, man. There's just so many awesome actions. Only thing that I can think of, like personally was involved, was myself and Dom Raso. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I know who he is, yeah.
Him and I would go in the back of this one building. We put down all these wall charges and started going on because we couldn't get through the front because they had machine gun fire. They were chucking grenades, and we ended up blowing out the back of the wall of the target, and we ended up getting the bad guys. But it was just him and I back there because everyone else was engaged in the front. So that was definitely I was like, Dom, need help. And there was no words. He's like, let's go. And we just went and we did. And that was it, and secured that target. But there's many guys, every dude that was on that battlefield just did heroic things. There's not enough awards in our arsenal that can give those men what they deserve. Every night, man, it was awesome.
Things happen on the battlefield that was probably divine intervention.
Yes.
That even before being a believer, you can look back now and see that God's hand was nudging you, or even God was telling you to go here, don't go here.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is Louie Safran. I wrote about this in the book Unafraid. I was acting team leader that night. He was our EOD guy, and this was a week after we lost 2 of our guys. The story I just told you, where Mikey was pulling our guys out of the doorway, and he I asked him to go up there and help out the other team because we were secondary entry team. So he went up there and was standing by the front door. There's this huge pillar that was supporting this overhang. And we had like 6 guys stacked on the side. Delta sent up a bunch of guys with us to backfill those other dudes that we lost the night before. And so I called Louie up there. I'm like, hey, can you help get the women and children out so we can deal with the dudes inside? And it was just getting chaotic. So I ran up there and I was on his shoulder. I was like, dude, and I just looked around and I'm like, there's a lot of guys here. And then I just like get prompted. It was like I got jerked. I got screamed at in my ear and I just like got moved, like, get away, go back to where you came from. And it was like, I've never experienced it. I mean, and I was not a believer. I believed in God, but so does the enemy. I did not, like, I was not a walker whatsoever or a follower. And I was like, dude, I'm going to go back behind the wall. And he's like, I got this. And I was like, all right, dude, I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And which is so weird that because we always joke around, like, love you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And as soon as I wrapped that wall, maybe 15, 20 yards, as soon as I wrapped that wall, dude, the house exploded, house-borne IED, clacked themselves off. And that pillar, like I go back into the courtyard and there's just mass chaos, man. I mean, that building that was there is not there. There might be like a wall with no rooms attached. Like everything's like guys are screaming. I mean, it was chaos, like just chaos. So I go to where Louie was, and that pillar, that overhang was like laying over here, like shifted. So I like go around and there was another guy that was trying to get underneath. I'm like, and he's like, Louie. So I like get under this huge overhang slab and I grab his left leg and it just feels like jello. Like there was no bone structure. So I feel like we believe that structure kind of like went like this and just kind of grabbed his helmet and just crushed him. But we lost him that night. But it's so weird. I go back to that because I'm like, why did I leave that? I never do that. That's not me. I'm always the first dude in that room. I always got to be, if someone's shooting someone, I want it to be me. I feel bad if I don't get in some kind of action if we go out in an operation, but that's not, it's very uncharacteristic of me. I never do that. Never have. And so that left me with a lot of questions, a lot of questions. And then, further on my walk now, I understand, but I still have the question, why me and not him? And, why him and not me? I don't have that answer. And I don't think I need all the answers, but I'm like, if you got a purpose for me, use me. But, but that was my first time. Like, man, that wasn't natural. It was not natural at all. There's something bigger than me here.